clever that actually would foil me. Right, let's do it. Coach Helen for UFit Studio, talking about sneaky drinks, sneaky little jobbies. I have, some of these lives I did say I was going to base them on the most common questions. I feel really sad that I have no, this was water, by the way. It's not just a pint glass that had beer in it. It did have, I'm like, water. Dry when you get back from the dentist. One of the questions that I get a lot of is, what can I drink? What's best to drink? What's a good choice if I go out for a drink? Is this good to drink? Is this bad to drink? Will I lose weight if I drink this? If I don't drink this, will I lose weight? I love them. They're good questions. They're all good questions. They all come from a lot of, I want to say confusion, maybe some misleading things about liquids that we can purchase and what they look like in the shops and how they're dressed, etc., etc. And I want to make it clear, this isn't a live about alcohol or a podcast about alcohol, although I have used some instances of it. I have actually used 2 examples of alcohol and non-alcoholic based, where some choices can spin you off in one direction without you potentially even being aware of it. It can be fizzy drinks or coffees or anything else, really. Could be surprised. You can be blinded by a juice drink, for example. I know that I watched this documentary about a year ago, and I think it was on BBC One, and there was a fruit drink that contained more sugar and calories than Lucozade. However, the bottle was dressed as it was the most healthy thing on the shelf that you could ever possibly choose. So it's one of those where you can be caught out, which is why I've called it sneaky, because it can be sneaky, slippery little buggers. I'm going to start by breaking down some biggies. Now, if you're an alcoholic drinker or non-alcoholic drinker, still good to know. I've done both just to be on the safe side to understand. So I have gone with old cocktails, because if someone says, what's the if I'm going out drinking, Helen, what's the best choice? Well, I say, well, let's start with where I would probably not go, and then talk about different decisions. And the cocktail is where a lot of the calories are, and much fun for many people, to be fair. I mean, that's a fair comment to make. However, I'm going to go with the Long Island iced tea, a personal favourite of past life. I do recall sometime at university having those when they were on offer. A Long Island iced tea, right, is 780 calories. So 780 calories is what you can end up with in a Long Island iced tea. If it's done correctly, I imagine, where you're trying to drink and it's just pure alcohol. However, Long Island iced tea crops up at 780 calories. Now, I did some research, because I like to do that. So Long Island iced tea, one hand, right? However, someone may choose then to say, right, I'm going to have, right, this is equivalent of, right, a chicken salad sandwich with a superfood salad that has avocado and nuts, plus, I can read my own handwriting, plus an iced tea. So you could have the equivalent, 780 calories would be a chicken salad sandwich, so big chunks of bread, massive chicken slab in the middle, with a salad with it as well, with loads of nuts and avocado, all the stuff that looks really healthy as well, to be fair. And an iced tea, and that comes in at the same calories, around about 700 and odd calories. I think it's like 750 odd. So in one cocktail is the equivalent of almost, well, for a lot of our, we're talking about portioning, probably about 2 meals, having the salad plus the sandwich. So one cocktail, that's just one, if, you know, depending on how many you have a night out. So, or if you flip it and look at it a different way, you can have, right, which is where people choose though, a small white wine, which is not home measure, outdoor measure, when they've got the little silver cup and everything, when they go, this is small for you, small, comes in at 115 calories. Oh, it's not bad. Which is equivalent of, in food, the same as a small banana. I don't know if I've done that. That's small, apparently. I do it from far away. A small banana or 2 dates. That's one small glass of wine. So on the continuum, you could go one end of the scale, where it's like one, by the way, one Long Island iced tea. Imagine if you had 3. Ooh. That's a lot of food equivalent. 780 calories for one Long Island iced tea, which is the same as a chicken salad and a superfood salad with like avocado, pine nuts, so heavy on the fats, like heavy on the calories, plus an iced tea, that's equivalent, if I put that on the table, look quite a lot to one iced tea. Or one small glass of white wine is the same as 2 dates. It's not very big, is it? Or one's, to this hand now, one small, back here somewhere, one small banana. That's where you get into where I say that drinks can be sneaky, because actually Long Island iced tea isn't the size of a house, right? It's not, I know it's long, hence the name. However, when you look at it right, you're not thinking, well, that's the equivalent of 2 meals right there when you're out on a night out. However, this is the kind of conversations I'll have with clients when they're choosing to go out and they're going on a big night out. Like, okay, we're looking at a period of time where you may have to make a choice somewhere else. Not just alcohol, though. I did say not just alcohol. Right. Here we go. I'm not going to say which barista company this is. I'll just say it's a frappuccino. It says a frappuccino with cream. Okay, comes in at 450 calories. So a frappuccino with cream comes in at 450 calories. All you bangers. As opposed to a black Americano, which is nada. So say you just stop off, drive through on the motorway. Oh, fancy a drink. Oh, I like a frappuccino. Oh, I like a frappuccino. Have a frappuccino. I was sort of, not that I do this often. It's because I just planned this live, and I did go to the Starbucks drive-through, and I do have a soy flat white. I'm gonna say it on live what I always have. With anything, I don't have anything else. I've tried to diversify. No other coffee is good enough for me, and it's just very simple, it's like reasonable, like 100 calories. Soy as well, quite nice. Soy flat white, mine done. I'm sat down. I've made my order. And then I saw the car in front of me, it's obviously family, and the woman was like trying to balance through, I think it was like 5 frappuccinos with cream on top, and I was like, just done that, that's fun. I don't guess the calories often, it was just because I saw it. I think I gave away the name of the company there, didn't I? Anywho, moving on. Just a fact about calories, not casting aspersions. Anyway, frappuccino, 450, black Americano, 0. So, as I said, stopping off to go through a drive-through of any reputable coffee company that sells coffee and cream, can, if you're looking at losing weight, if that's your goal, FYI, can be the point where someone's like, I don't understand, Helen, my food's on point, right? My food is really good. I'm really looking after it. I don't understand. I'm sending you all my pictures. All my food is here. Here is everything in front of you. You can see it's really good. I just don't understand. Why am I not losing weight? It doesn't make any sense to me, Helen. And I'm like, do you know what? It doesn't either. Like, you're not eating anything outside the meals. No, Helen, no. I promise you I'm not. And sometimes this is where I have, like, there's always a piece, in my head there's a piece missing, and then something will drop and be like, so talk me through your entire day. This happened with one client, and showed me for an entire day to start doing. We got to about 3 o'clock in the office. She says, then I meet my best friends. She's in the office too, so we meet every afternoon at 3 o'clock. So that's nice. Where'd you meet? We meet at the canteen. I said, oh, that's nice. Where would you? And it was like this. So, okay, not seen this in a food diary. I was like, okay, so catch up in the canteen. What do you get up to? She said, we have a cappuccino. I was like, every day? So yeah, every day at 3 o'clock we have a cappuccino. I'm like this. Slowly getting, pretend it's a calculator. I'm like this. Let me just work out the maths on that. And actually, that was the only tipping point for that client. And I think it rocked up at like 300 calories 5 days a week was enough for her not to lose weight. Because actually, even though her food was great and she was training regularly, actually wasn't enough for her to actually start to bring her down her overall weight, because of the one cappuccino a day, which seems so innocuous. And it leads me on to the next point, is why are they so sneaky? Even if some of us do know the calorie content of drinks, it's not completely oblivious. Stuff is labelled now more than ever before. And I really do think, when I've worked with clients over the years, I really do think it comes down to psychology, that when somebody thinks about food, they think calories. And when they think drink, they think, it's not going to make a difference. It's just one drink. One drink's okay, right? One drink isn't going to break the bank. It's just a coffee. It's just a frappuccino. 5 o'clock, and I have had clients as well who've had one of those a day. they're at work, on the road, constantly stopping off somewhere, at service stations. It's something that doesn't quite compute somehow, that liquids don't have the calories there that can be enough. You've heard, you may have, or may not when you've looked at this before, and I have heard it loads, when someone says, oh, it's empty calories, dead calories, alcohol is empty calories, and yeah, I can see that, because actually from an energy point of view, we're not doing anything with them. They are still calories though. Whether they're empty of energy, if empty of energy or anything else, actually they still have a calorie content, so they still have an impact on what we're looking for overall health. They still do something in terms of what we're doing in our health goals. So it's very interesting that somehow we don't quite see them as legitimate calories, or a legitimate reason why we're not losing weight, especially if, like I said, the client says to me, food is great, food is amazing, food is banging, here's my food, like in a diary form, whichever form they choose, like pictorial, like written, whatever, I don't understand it, whatever it is, my French power, anything, don't get it. So it boils down to how to look at drinks and things like this. It's the same as I've said before with food, in that it's looking at drinks the same way as you look at food, actually. And when I talk to clients and work with them over a longer period of time, it's almost if you have to now, and more over in the last 18 months probably, have to start looking at it as, I should repeat myself, I'm getting there. You have to track your drinks as much as your food now, because the calorie content of drinks is increasing just as it is in food. Milkshake places are springing up, and some of them can run up like 780 for a Long Island iced tea. Yeah, I've seen 890 calories on a milkshake just of recently, which is, but I'm going to be honest, for somebody in the middle of lockdown with a low muscle mass female that's not training, probably almost close to an entire day's worth of calories. And again, it's not calories that's being used efficiently within the body to some degree, right? So they couldn't, unless you treat it like food, you almost have to prepare for drinking like food now. A 450 calorie frappuccino with cream has to be accounted for and balanced in the rest of your day in terms of food. A Long Island iced tea, that's someone else. A Long Island iced tea is 780 calories. Is definitely going to be factored for, like whether or not you see it as food or not, whether or not it makes you full or satisfied or energy is by the by. 780 calories has to be factored into the energy balance I've talked about a few times, right? It still impacts the energy balance, so you have to start looking at it in the same scale. And by that I mean, yes, you have to counter for it, as in if I've got a client that says, Helen, I am going out on a big one, I'm like, okay, we've got two tactics here. Either you've got to account for it if you're going out. If you've got to say, look, you have to eat essentially beforehand, because it's insanity to go out. It's not eating, it's cheating. That's also unhealthy. Like, what we want to do is get you one good meal, but let's face it, it most likely might be one good meal or two small ones, and then you're going to have to factor in exactly how much you're going to put into your drinking. Or alternatively, and actually you can do that with coffees as well, by the way. With that client I talked about, her meeting time with her best friend was non-negotiable in stress levels. Is like, my coffee and chat and gossip at 3 p.m. every day is non-negotiable. Okay, let's keep that. You can keep your cappuccino at 300 calories a day. Guess what though? You got to take that 300 calories out somewhere else in your day if you want to lose weight. If you don't want to lose weight, continue with the gossip, continue with everything else. Guess what though? If we know it's your drinks, you've got to factor it into how you're looking at your overall day, rather than say it's just a drink, it's not important, it's not making a difference. It is. Or option 2 is the spectrum. I talked about spectrum with food. Actually, if you're looking at food the same as drink in terms of calorie or awareness of calories, it is no different. You have to look at drinks on the spectrum. I did an extreme on these for that reason, like the white wine and the cocktail. One small, let's recap it, Long Island iced tea, 780, small glass of, I had to do this, small glass of white wine, 112. Now, everything else in between, like you do, I did some fascinating names for the low calorie versions there. I was actually saying I've stopped having lattes since you told me calories in their latte. Yeah, I know, they're so sneaky. That's why I called them sneaky drinks. They are so sneaky because they actually, I'm going to say this about a lot of calories and a lot of drinks. It's become accepted. It's become accepted in a I'm going to say social way, in a certain way. It's like the milkshake thing. It's like having milkshake shops and stuff, and going to milkshake places as a family visit, for example, is incorporating that into a lifestyle that says this is acceptable, and this is actually kind of portions and calories that are accepted to be consumed, and as regularly as you like. And actually it's no different to food in that aspect, all the consequences of it as well. So the spectrum idea is that you don't have to go to extreme again. That's the same as I say with the food. You don't have to go to extremes, as in, okay, you can only have white wine, or you can only have a G&T when you go out. It's either you've got to combine the deficit that I talked about first, and then look at where to go on the range. Most clients will go like, let's be honest, I've got a teenager at the moment who just does tequila shots. That's it. Doesn't drink anything else. Just goes out and drinks shots. I mean, I'm not sure. I feel old. However, that's what she does. She doesn't drink anything else. So is she still doing great? Yes. And she's also in her teens, so she still wants to go out and enjoy life as much as anyone does in this climate. So it's about finding the range that works for you. You feel, yeah, it's interesting, isn't it, actually? You feel much better for it. This is the thing about sneaky drinks as well, when they become part of your daily life. A bit like alcohol, a bit like high sugar drinks and stuff like that. They have an outcome on your body, whether you notice it or not, or in your brain. Again, because we accept it as part of our lives and we accept the outcomes of it, we don't really challenge it or change it when potentially other people around you are behaving the same. Same with food. People drink caffeinated drinks, or, you know, with all the stuff on it, or milkshakes as an example I've used, or all alcohol. They will drink it in a particular way that is socially acceptable in their world, and actually we're pulled into it whether we like it or not sometimes. And part of this is actually just to educate and say, well, actually, I'm saying it's good or bad. I'm saying it is how life is for a lot of us, just using the spectrum and then understanding there is still a calorie deficit that you need to make. If I go back to the 5 points, right? I made 5 points, the 5 cornerstones for good nutrition for me. And one is understanding the energy balance, that alcohol is part of that energy balance, whether you like it or not. Alcohol and drinks, actually, sorry, to correct myself. All drinks and alcohol are part of the energy balance. And if you want to lose weight, you have to understand your own unique energy balance, and we have to tip it in your favour. And that includes sneaky drinks. That's it. I'm done. So recap. It's alright, Karen, if you're still here, I'm going to recap. She's late. It's alright, recap now. Ta-da! Oh, just on time. So, I said at the top, I get this question a lot. What can I drink, Helen? What's best to drink? What can I lose weight by drinking? I was going to repeat that one because that's a good one. What can I lose weight by drinking? What should I stop drinking to lose weight? Just kind of win. To know which was, it's like Alice in Wonderland. This one, make me bigger, make me smaller, make me taller, make me shorter. So it is, isn't it? Oh, jokes. If you're having a drink while watching this, jokes. Cheers. As I said, it's not alcohol, although I did bring alcohol into it. It's not just alcohol, it's all the other things that we don't consider. Not necessarily, I mean, I mentioned fizzy drinks, although it's not the end of the world. It's all the other stuff that we just say is just one. Actually, if we're not aware of the calorie content of the just one on a daily basis, then that's where we can get a little bit tricked up on the sneaky drinks. There's 700, I mean, I feel like I mentioned Long Island iced teas that often. I can actually picture it quite a lot. In my youth, it was my favourite drink. That's why I chose this one, by the way, my teenage years and early 20s. Always, you can find me after lectures in the local cocktail bar. Happy Tuesdays, those are the best days. Long Island iced tea, 780 calories, equivalent of a massive chicken sandwich with massive chunky bread, slab of chicken breast in the middle, and a salad on the side with avocado and pine nuts, so checked, and an iced tea is equivalent of one Long Island iced tea in terms of calories. Also, I said you could go the other end of the scale and say one small glass. I'm doing this again. One small glass. I don't know why I had to do some kind of weird sign language for this one. One small glass of white wine is 115 calories, as opposed to, let's do it again. One small, because that is apparently small in my head. Small banana or 2 dates in calorie content. So again, if you imagine that in front of you with the drinks on a table, that's a big difference, right? And I've used a big difference visually for that. Visualize that. I won't have made it here. Imagine if like this. So this here is 780 calories going in. Ah, look at them going back in time. And I said I don't think we recognise calories in drinks because we don't recognise it as a calorie substance a lot of the time, because it's just one, right? Just one frappuccino at 450 calories with cream. I have to say with cream because it is with cream. Without it's less. Don't ask me how much, I can't remember. However, with cream 480 or black Americano 0, right? So it's not just alcohol. It is that the one coffee that we have a day is one cappuccino at the coffee machine having a gossip on a daily basis that we just think is one and doesn't make a difference until we stop having the little bits here and there. Like food, if you stop having a few drinks here and there, you're amazed how the difference can come on. And I said it's not, and that's it. It's seeing the different things you can do to change the balance in your behaviour, in the favour that you want. Right? If you want to lose weight, you've got to include any drinks with calorie content as part of the balance you've got to create. You may be eating perfectly well, right? Up to 70% great all the time, having that 30% where you're just having a good time with your food, and still not understanding I'm training and it's just not happening. Why? And it's that cheeky little sneaky little frappuccino with the cream that's doing it, right? 3 of those a week and that's it. That's the job done. Forget just having 1 glass of wine with those as well. Balance done. So it's a great thing to bear in mind. And remember, the spectrum's always there. Final point. Spectrum is always there. Always move down slowly. Even I say to a client, look, if you're going to go out and have 3 Long Island iced teas, how you make it 2 this time and something else, right? It's just improvement because you're still creating that deficit over a period of time until you habitually understand what else you want to go for. That's the thing. It's just small improvements on the spectrum and choosing where you can rather than going from one end to the other. Boom. So tomorrow, she says, oh, why size matters. Why size matters. I enjoyed writing this one out. Size does matter, I've been told. So size does matter. Join me for Why Size Matters tomorrow at 5. Until then, ciao.